Welcome to Backyard Cigars. In November of 2021, I received a package from Daniel D. 505 Cigars. Great guy, very generous, always just so knowledgeable about cigars. And one of the companies that he was highly interested in at that point in time, and is still interested in them, were the Cigar Clowns. Now, the Cigar Clowns is made up of 6 guys from Brooklyn who are basically chasing the perfect blend, which is a great chase to be on. And I believe Ray and Nick are the founding guys, but I'm not exactly sure. Now, Daniel sent me the cigar along with a few other cigars from the Cigar Clowns, and I'm most thankful for that. This one in particular, I've been holding on to for about 6 months, no, maybe 8 months. And I don't know how long Daniel aged the cigar before I got it in November of 2021. I've been holding it for nearly 8 months at about 65, 66 RH. And this is the Cigar Clowns AVB. AVB standing for Albert Van Blount. And I don't know who he is. I looked to try to see if he was some famous clown or what some famous entertainer. I could find nothing on him. Maybe Daniel knows. Now, this cigar measures in a 6x52 Toro Vitola size, and it is a Nicaraguan puro, and it has already into that first inch just a lot of sweet cocoa notes, light pepper notes, some baking spices, really smooth, touches of leather here and there, but a really, really nice beginning to this cigar. The kind of cigar that just from initial puffs, like I've said in the past, really resonate and really offer this promise of something really great is coming. And you don't know if it's coming, or you're just hopeful of it, but nonetheless, you experience that beginning. And just from looking at the cigar wrapper, I can tell you this has been aged. Daniel probably had it close to a year. So we're talking about a cigar now that has been aged nearly 2 years, a little under 2 years, and it's just beautiful. It is just beautiful. The cigar bands that they're using here are of low paper stock. They have depictions of different things on them. In this one, it looks like a headless horseman on this particular Cigar Clown. Actually, yes, Albert Van Blount. I did find something on that name, and it had something in relation to the headless horseman. Seeing this picture reminded me of that. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's a character within that writing. And again, I'm sure Daniel would know, but seeing that headless horseman reminded me of that. I did find something. Needless to say, that's just a little, something that they add on. They'll celebrate famous clowns of the past, and they use exceptional Nicaraguan tobacco. There's a little bit of I'm gonna say baking spice with this dusty cocoa that really just smooths out. It's just in the finish you get that. Beautiful. This has been such a dreamy smoke. Just deep cocoa notes. Sweetness, tobacco sweetness, a nice delivery of pepper and spices. Just overall, just a magnificent blend. Just really, really impressive. Hallmarks of a really good cigar and a really good cigar experience are when you are having moments when you're puffing on the cigar and you just wish that it could go on forever. That, and especially when you get sort of stuck on certain notes that are coming in, certain flavors that are coming in, and it's like you don't even care about transition, right? You just know you like that and you want that to continue. But then it does sort of transition, and it does so in a way that you don't notice right away. Obviously, some transitions are very obvious. You notice them right away. Some of them kind of sneak in under the radar and slowly just kind of morph and change a little bit into something else that you also like, hopefully. Because then there's always sometimes when a cigar will transition, in the cases of where you have a cigar like that has transitions, and it's not an improvement or it's not a note that you particularly like. And sometimes there's a reason for the madness for the blend to be crafted that way, and eventually you see it. But for a lot of us, it's, I like that, and I'm good with just that, and that's fine. So if it's not a super complex cigar, it's okay. But as this one goes into that second half, it's in the second half, and you just sort of get this feeling that some of the sweetness is fading. The cocoa is increasing in a little bit of espresso bitterness. The pepper's fading away a bit. And there's just this nice even blend to it. It's very consistent. Now, is this cigar unique? I wouldn't say it's unique, for the simple fact that you'll find a lot of AJ Fernandez cigars that are similar in their symmetry, if you want to call it, or their DNA. And then you'll find some Steve Sacco or Drew Estates cigars that will embody a lot of these flavor notes. And did someone say Dirty Rat or Velvet Rat? Like those type of cigars that are just rich, full-bodied, full-flavored, and either at that medium full strength, and just offer a lot of richness, while at the same time being very smooth and easy to take. Not too much leather, not too much bitterness, not too much pepper, just a good balance overall. So in that respect, in that regard, it's not unique. And but in context, this is a group of guys that's going out there and looking at blends and deciding amongst themselves what blend is best to release in a cigar. What blend do you put into production? And the fact that they're, as far as I know, not from legacy families or anything of that nature, their intelligence in choosing the right blends and the employment of their superior palates has led them to release some really amazing cigars. Credit must be given where credit is due. No, they're not actually necessarily blending the cigar per se, although they are assisting in the blend, so they'd get a co on that. But perhaps one day it will get to the point where they are choosing their own leaves and really going deeper into it. I don't know how deep they've gotten to at this point in 2022 when I'm recording this. Perhaps they are going to the farms and looking at everything, or maybe they were doing that already. That I would expect from a group of smart guys. But sometimes you can't do that initially. Sometimes you just have to work with the right people and have them steer you in the right direction, guide you correctly. And part of that process also involves being pretty smart, because you've got to align yourself with individuals that are going to help you achieve your goals and not cross you in the process, or shortchange you in the process. So that's important too. And I think that they've gotten to this stage where they've gotten some respect and some exposure, and they are becoming better known through social media, and they've really risen quite quickly since they started. They've only been at it a few years. So it's amazing in what they've accomplished, and I think I've said this in a previous video of their cigar. It's amazing what they've accomplished in such a short span of time, and to really work together and work in a way that would release really, above average cigars, super enjoyable. They made one of the best, if not the best, Lancero I've ever had in my life. And it was so skillfully rolled. So that means, look, it wasn't just the blend, right? Because with Lanceros and Vitola sizes like that, where there is this extreme difficulty, more importantly than in any other Vitola sizes, the roll has to be correct, or it's going to affect everything. And one can say that about every Vitola size in any cigar, in any case. But with these extremely difficult Vitola sizes, there is additional care that has to be taken so that you get the best out of your blend and of the great tobaccos that you're using. And for them to pull that off, wow, yeah, amazing. I want to talk to you about how I have not had to touch this cigar. The burn line has been perfect. I want to talk to you about the fact that the construction is top notch. The tobacco is primo. The draw is splendid. The aroma is enticing, to say the least. The entire cigar experience to this point has been really magical, and I say that, truthfully, because it's just been, really on point. It's just hit all those sweet spots, literally, and it's just really been a pleasant cigar to smoke. It really has. It has a feel of a cigar that should be more expensive than what it is listed at. I think listed at $11 to $13, Eastern Coast, but it could easily be a $15, $17 cigar. I know that's only a few dollars more, but for a few dollars more, and yes, it's not particularly unique. You do have other contenders that could, that this cigar reminds you of, that may or may not be more expensive, or probably within that wheelhouse, that $10 to $15 range. Perhaps, this is not going to be in the league of a Liga Privada, Velvet Rat or anything like that. But man, it's awfully close. Really, really good stuff here. I was smoking an AJ Fernandez, I believe, a Damnation. It was a Robusto or the Toro, and I love that cigar. Right, I always keep a good amount on hand. A lot of my friends really like that cigar. It's just very pleasant. It's a cigar that aficionados and beginners can enjoy, I believe. And I'm smoking this cigar, and I'm telling you, it's slightly above that. It's above that, and it's a little bit more refined. It's a little bit more nuanced. It's just got a little bit more cachet to me. yeah, in this final third, you're getting a little bit more leather, and you're getting a cocoa that's tinged with a little bit more espresso, but it's really pleasant. It's a really nice transition the way they've done that, kind of thinned it out and given it a little bit of woody oakiness at this final stage. And yeah, along the way, you got cream notes that popped here and there, and that was awfully nice because I love cocoa cream notes, and it really had that. It didn't dwell on that flavor note, so you didn't get a lot of creaminess out of the cigar, but you got a lot of cocoa and dusty cocoa notes, and just like the dry cocoa notes, but it hasn't been overly dry. It's balanced itself out where in the finish you don't feel this, woody dryness or anything of that nature. You get a faint baking spices and that slight bit of pepper that's delivered in a very smooth way. Excellently done, guys. Excellent. Smoking time so far on this one, which I rarely mention, has been about, at this point, as I'm approaching the nub, about an hour and I would say hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. One could say it should range anywhere from an hour and 25 minutes to an hour and 45 minutes, depending on how quickly or how slowly you smoke. It burns very well, so it's not a fast burner, it's not a slow burner, but definitely tastes as if it's going to be pretty nubbable. It is increasing a little bit more in that espresso and leathery finish to it. Increase slight in the pepper as expected when you get down to the nub like this, but it's still very enjoyable, and I will keep smoking on it and see how far I can go with this baby. I want to thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time on Backyard Cigars.